I was wondering where is the truth in it all, because his statement was quite bitter, that Polish science is not in a very good condition and we have to do as much as we can to change it for better. Whereas you said that it's really, that we are really doing fine and we shouldn't be ashamed of anything. So, I was a little bit confused. What do you think the real truth is? Is it something in between then?
Well, it's not really. So all the excitement I saw was talking about the pattern of growth in the last 15 years that Polish has accomplished between 2000 and 2015. So if you look at where you stood in 2000, your average quality level was around 70% of where the average of the world is. And I emphasize the word average, right? So you were 30% below average. What you have achieved in the last 15 years is that you managed to grow by 30%, getting from 0.7 quality to 1.02 quality. So you now have grown by around 30%. That is quite impressive. But you have grown to a level where you are on par with the world. So the message that is coming from the minister is on par with the world is not enough. And that's exactly why I ended the slides with the 5 questions. What next? Where to go from here? Because if you compare yourselves to places like Hungary, they are in a much better situation. They started 15 years ago, more or less better than you, and they stayed better than you. So they also applied some similar logics, but in more aggressive patterns. It's harder to get better from a higher position, right?
Yeah, but you said more aggressive, but I think personally that financing is crucial. You can't, in a modern world nowadays, do well without the proper financing. So, do you think that if we put more money into our science department in all this area, we would be better than Hungary one day?
The easy answer is yes.
Yes,
Right? Because of course, if you put money in any place, it will get better. There are 2 aspects to that always. There is the efficiency, and then there is the additional investment. In the corporate world, in any business, the question that you get to be asked before you ask for money is how efficient are you? I'll give you an example. Currently, Poland receives around, don't take me literally for the numbers, it's around 92, 93 citations per $1 million investment in R&D. That is good, and that is similar to Hungary. If you compare that to Germany, Germany is around 54, 55. So you're better. If you compare that to the UK is around 160. So you're worse. So the fact that you are somewhere in the middle when it comes to efficiency is a good indicator. You're not bad, but you're not the best. So there is some efficiency gains to be made. But having said that, if you compare yourselves to Hungary, Hungary puts around 1.3, 1.4% of the GDP in R&D, while you put around 0.94. So there is also some gain here. So it's the right balance between how much you build up in investments and how much you gain in efficiencies. Because it's very dangerous, and we have seen that happen. If you pump too much money, it gets a lot of waste in it. So you need to always manage that every penny you put in, which is taxpayers' money, is also paralleled with efficiency gains.
Exactly. That's my money.
Exactly.
And what do you think we should do to improve just in a day-by-day patterns? Because if you could name some crucial disadvantages in the Polish science field, what would you say?
There is one that is very apparent, which is the commercialization of scientific research. That is a very clear weakness in the position of Poland currently. The second is the use of the global alumni, the network.
Yes.
What other countries have done is that, researchers leaving the country and staying outside can be viewed in different ways. It can be called drain,
Yes.
but it can be called network.
Yeah, of course you prefer the latter.
I actually don't have a preference, it's about your strategy. So many countries in the world lost the connection of those who traveled outside and they never used them as a bridge. That is drain. That is a reality. While if you have a strategy of maintaining the connection, using that intellectual capacity that is out there and that you have invested in as a country, and make sure that they sort of connect back to younger researchers and or to the research process, then you make it an effort. It's a decision that the community has to make here.
Yeah, exactly. But that was also something surprising to me because usually brain drain is very demonized. This is something very wrong. But you said that there is something positive in it. It also depends on the position, you know, because for example for us it may be a brain drain, but for the other part it's a brain gain, right? So it's
yes, but that's exactly the point I was trying to make. The UK exports a significant amount of its brains outside, but that is not a drain on the side. Why? Because they maintain the connection. When somebody stays inside, that is a common rule. If somebody never leaves the country, their quality of research is always low.
yes.
In average, right? Of course, I'm not talking about an individual, but an aggregate.
Yes, naturally.
Once somebody goes out, his quality goes higher. Then he comes back with the same level of quality, right?
The question is if he wants to come back, he or she.
And or if he connects to current researchers inside. That is the first one. The second is when you have somebody leaving, somebody outside probably is interested to come. Like what we have seen today with the French PhD researcher, right?
Yes.
She is interested to come.
Narodowego?
Correct. She's interested to come. So that is a brain gain for you. And the slide I showed is the net impact of that. People leaving and people coming in. The actual net impact for Poland is positive. So the people who are coming from outside minus the people who are leaving is an actual positive impact on you. And that is the surprising part that I wanted to show you today.
You succeeded.
I'm happy to see that.
So it's really nice to hear something positive because you know you might have noticed that Poles tend to complain a lot.
The scientific community is a community that likes to fix things. That is the curiosity. That has been my experience wherever you go in the world. So it's not really Poland only. The important thing is there are many theories about how to fix something that is bad. There is one theory that says, look at all the bad things and try to fix them. But there is another theory that look at the strong aspects and make them stronger. That is a different aspect of how to strengthen your community from a scientific perspective. And I believe both are crucial to be addressed. But unless you know also your strength, you will never be able to build on it. And that was my aim today. You have grown quickly, that is a strength. You have not reached where you should be, that is a weakness. So you have to continue the same pattern of growth. And there are conditions around it.
Thank you very much. Thanks a lot.
Same here, thank you very much.